Believe we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we want you to prosper and be in health. My name is Jay Steves. I'm a clinical account specialist with Perk Integrative Health, and I am joined by Steve Steves, who is a certified clinical nutritionist and naturopath. Steve, hey, welcome. How are you doing?
Good to be back, Jason, especially after being at that scientific symposium and pretty fired up about, every time I come back from a symposium, just sharing more information with the people out there so they can live a healthy, natural life and not be inundated with all the fears that people have out there.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that a lot. It was very encouraging to talk with like-minded docs and really get that information stirred up. So today we're talking a little bit about the immune system, COVID, and youthfulness. We've got the title Tame COVID with the Youthful Immune System. We got that title based on this article that we're going to be talking about today that says a study reveals. Let me share the screen here. Study reveals how young children's immune systems tame SARS-CoV-2. National Institutes of Health supported research finds key differences between children and adults with COVID-19. So what did you see here in this article, Steve, that kind of was catching your attention?
Well, when you read an article that's research, especially NIH or other research organizations, there's oftentimes a bias on the article, and you'll see that in the article, what they're trying to do, because they're building for the future and possibly using vaccines that mimic immune response. And they say that even towards the end of the article. So right. The part here that says the new research helps explain why children have lower rates of severe COVID-19 than adults. A study of infants and young children found that those who acquire SARS-CoV-2 had a strong, sustained antibody response to the virus and high levels of inflammatory proteins in the nose, the mucous membranes. You have them in your lungs, you have them in your throat, you have them in your digestive tract, but not in the blood. So the antibody response in a child was sustained, they say. Well, here's how they word it. The study reveals that young children, their antibody response to SARS-CoV would differ from that of adults. It doesn't differ. It is just more aggressive at the mucus layer. You got to be careful when you read that article. Whoever published this, there were some PhDs involved in this, but I would argue with that point that it differs. Humans are humans, and they still work the same. We still make antibodies at the mucosal layer. It's just that adults have had so many years of damaging the mucosal layer that they get a lot of invasion. You've heard the term leaky gut syndrome. You've heard the irritable bowel syndrome. A lot of people have inundated their body with preservatives and chemicals and inflammatory agents, and even eating the same food all the time. I ran into that recently when I did my lymphocyte response assay, the ELISA test that we do, that will give you information of what's inflaming your immune system all the way from the gut down to the cytokines, the lymphocytes, immunoglobulins. And so rice was a trigger for me, and I was not eliminating rice, and it was slowing a healing response that I was looking for. So it's remarkable in just a few days getting that information and applying it. That's what's important. You'll get these reports. You need to apply it in your lifestyle, whether it's a preservative among all the foods that are out there, mold, coloring agents, or the food itself. And we do hundreds of foods in those tests.
Yeah. It's interesting you share that, because it's almost like it's like the reason that our immune system as adults is not able to defend as well is just, it's like not recovering from the wear and tear.
Agree.
You know, like
Certainly.
we're not properly recovering from daily wear and tear. That's a big part of it, it seems.
So these little kids and their little bodies, here, I like the words they used here. According to the research, these findings suggest that the cytokines that happened in the mucous membrane snuffed out the SARS-CoV-2 infection right at the site where the virus entered the children's bodies, potentially explaining the mildness of their COVID-19 disease. Now, you know, and someone who was not apt at reading a research article like this would go, oh, well, since I'm an adult, I need to get a vaccine because my immune system isn't like a child and I can't do this. They've found this in this study. No, it's just that adults are weaker at it because they're not taking care of their mucous membranes. They need probiotics. Well, we'll get into that in just a minute. We've got so many things to use to help rebuild the mucous membranes to prevent these kinds of things from happening. And then the findings also suggest it may be possible, as I said earlier, that they can develop vaccine adjuvants that mimic the immune response observed in young children by stimulating persistent high antibody levels. And so they're going to follow it up with vaccines that they say can do this. So the final part of the article says children's ages 4 months to 6 years, 6 months to 4 years who got the COVID-19 vaccine before 2023 should get one or more doses of updated vaccine. Isn't that crazy? They just tell you how amazing a children's immune system is at the mucosal layer, but you should go ahead and get vaccinated anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's interesting how they kind of come to these conclusions and flip things around. But this is information that's interesting, you know, that you mentioned. So I wanted to call attention to this again. So scientists found that the blood of adults with the virus present typically had higher levels of proteins called inflammatory cytokines. So can you do a simple explanation to someone that doesn't understand that? What does that mean?
Good point, Jason. Excellent point. This is in our blog, by the way, and we're going to post this blog on the immune system. The name of the blog is Nutrition Foundations for Immune Health. And we describe at the beginning about the immune system, how to restore a healthy immune system. But there are generally two systems within immunity and multiple branches of those systems. But one is called innate immunity, which creates antibodies and T cells to respond to foreign invaders. We call antigens, you know, SARS, whatever it is, it's some foreign antigen trying to enter the body. But at the mucosal layer, those antibodies are made and resist those antigens, and then your body is protected. Innate immune cells are within the lungs, intestines, skin, eyes, within your liver, and organs that get exposed to outside world stuff. The adaptive immunity provides a delayed, prepared, and targeted response, like these cytokines, and invading antigens such as viruses and other pathogenic forms. So the antibodies that are made and also the cytokines, but it's interesting that these delayed immune cells, and you can see this on our website at nutritionhealthcenter.com. When you look under the food and chemical sensitivity test, the ELISA, and there's a little diagram about how the cells are dispersed in the body. And these delayed cells, there are more activity there in response to the environment than there are at the mucosal layer. The mucosal layer is specific, it's targeted, it gets the job done, but yet 2/3 of your immune cells exist within the layer of the mucosal lining of the GI tract. So it's a really important layer to keep healthy. You also make neurotransmitters there. It's just so important for gut health and bowel regularity, keeping the pH balanced with your diet. And we have that information as well. But I hope that answers the
Yeah.
question thoroughly on, the difference in innate immunity versus adaptive that's
Right.
delayed. And that's what is nice about the ELISA. You can't see or even know what it is. You could have from, what is it, 3 hours to 30 days of time.
3 hours to 3 weeks. So
Yeah,
about 21
3 weeks,
days. Yeah.
21 days, right, of immune response. You could eat something
Not feel
today
it
and you wouldn't
till
feel it. Yeah, it
a
could be weeks
while
later.
later. Hmm.
You may have that delayed inflammatory response that causes neck pain or joint stiffness, or you wake up tomorrow morning with those problems. And you had done the test. It had taken you a long time to set up to do that. But when you did, I like your testimony, what you shared, Jason,
Yeah.
about what you experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was having an immune issue. I know it was in regard to repairing my skin because I was getting like redness below my eye here. And that was an issue for months. And within a month, it kind of went away after I just started avoiding certain things I was reactive to on the LRA test. And so it was amazing me how simple it was. But there were foods that I was eating that were healthy foods like salmon and lemon and garbanzo beans, right? They're healthy foods. Like, you think, well, I'm doing good eating these, but for some reason my immune system at that time was not doing good. Eggs was another one. And well, it was actually egg yolk, I believe it was chicken egg yolk. And so
Right.
that's so those things were coming up reactive for me. And when I avoided them, my body was recovering better too. So that skin issue went away. My body was recovering better from exercise and sport activities. And the joint aches and pains were much, much less. So it was surprising to me because I thought I was, pretty healthy. I'm in the health field. I do a lot of things pretty healthy, but even that little tweak, of helping my immune system to do its job of repairing that daily wear and tear, because that's the thing that I think so many people often will miss is those little things that can have a huge impact on their health, because there's so much information out there. You should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And so what you really want to do is what's based on your biochemical needs. That's really what it comes down to. And that's why we test and don't guess, right?
Yes.
We get down to finding out what your biochemical needs are, and then we're able to really, really get the results that we've been getting for people for, I mean, you've been doing it for 30 years. I've been doing it for 15. We've been doing it quite a while, and people are consistently getting results. And the trouble is the continuing those lifestyle habits of repeated testing and maintaining those healthy lifestyle changes and adjusting based on the seasons of the year, the seasons of life, right? That's another thing. It's the seasons of the year, we do have to adapt a little bit. We have to kind of, and you've shared that in regard to your health. That certain seasons of the year, you have to be a bit more disciplined in regard to your diet than, let's say, maybe during the summer, you're able to relax a little bit more on certain treats here and there of indulgence. But
Yeah, I agree. Well, on the testing side of things too, also within the blog, we talk about the micronutrient test and how it provides the extracellular and intracellular assessment of levels of immune lymphocytes and the nutrients that are available for metabolism. So everything from vitamin A to zinc is tested there, and even fatty acids as well, to see is your body getting enough nutrient. There's nothing more precise in knowing what nutrients you're getting. So we've got the 1-2 punch on both of these tests. You've got a test that identifies what you shouldn't be getting and getting rid of, exposing ourselves to the food and chemicals that are causing immune reactivity. And then the micronutrient test to assess where you're lacking, what nutrients you need to add. Beyond that, we go into the 7 proven steps for restoring optimal immune function. And of course, food Food is the big one. The Mediterranean diet, there's studies on it that link its immune protective effect exceeds just about every diet that's out there. And even associated with low-grade inflammatory diseases, endocrine disorders, heart disease, and things like that. So the Mediterranean diet, the way to go. And we, in the Trinity Diet book, we go in the deep detail how to balance that based on your physiological needs. I encourage you to get a copy of that. Hydration, of course, a lot of people are underhydrated and it causes problems in immune response. And there was a study with the NIH specifically on how water addresses a strategic need in fighting viruses, and this one fighting the coronavirus. So hydration key for that, keeping those mucous membranes hydrated. Exercise, one of the most solid scientific therapies in any immune supportive nature, enhancing immunity. And we've got some great study links on that in this article. Of course, there's a short blurb on it, all kinds of exercise to get involved with. Stress modification. Yep, stress is a killer. We've heard that, and it suppresses immunity. We know that, and studies linked there, but understanding that is important. And how to de-stress, and we got some tools in the article to help you out in de-stressing and getting away from that stress in the moment. Of course, getting good sleep. We have a couple of formulas that are highlighted in here that we use for sleep. And those actually enhance immunity. Studies on lacking sleep and weakened immunity makes sense, I would say. So, yeah, these are all the simple things that we think, well, I don't need it. I don't need that much sleep, or I don't need that much water, or I don't have to eat perfect. Yes, you do, folks. If you want to live a long and healthy life and not get sick all the time, these things are proven. The science proves it. Not just the mentality of, oh, I'm broke, somebody fix me, throw a drug at me. And that's what they tried to do with me when I came down with arthritic joint pain. They didn't have any answer. Here, take these drugs, but you'll end up in a wheelchair. Sorry, that's the best we can do. And that was 35 years ago. Of course,
Yes.
two last of the 7 base steps. Number 6 is faith-based effect on immune health. It's critical, obviously, to have a relationship with your creator. He made the body. It's fearfully and wonderfully made. And so there's an article in here about how prayer and healing are directly synonymous with one another. And it's important to get connected with God. He is the author of health and healing. Number 7, and this goes into the details of what we are about at Prosper Nutrition. We have targeted supplementation for optimum immune health. Vitamin C found in the white blood cell, 30 times more potent in a white blood cell than any other cell in the body. So we need our vitamin C, not just when you start to feel sick, because you use it for collagen, connective tissue. Your skin will get crepey and dehydrated and old looking if you're not taking ideal amounts of vitamin C on a regular basis. Also, vitamin C is used in adrenal function for stress handling. So you got a catch-22 here. If you don't take your vitamin C to support your adrenals and your immunity, you've got 2 factors there supported. And vitamin C goes so far beyond that. I encourage you to read the blog and share it with friends and family. It's pretty powerful. Next, we go into magnesium. We need that for immunity. There's great articles linked to that as well. But zinc, we've heard about that during COVID. Yep, we need our zinc, and we've got some good research in here that explains why zinc is so important, and don't be afraid of it. I know you've heard researchers saying, oh, you can take too much, this can be a problem. Not in our society today, because zinc is pretty much ripped out of all the processed food, and then things that are put in it cause a further depletion of zinc. When your body has to process food or digest it or make insulin to metabolize the sugar, zinc is used in great amounts. So we just are constantly inundated with the need for more zinc. More than 300 enzymes in the body require zinc for function. And specifically, one that is constant that you don't see is the influence of heavy metals in the air and the environment. In our water supply, zinc is used as a natural chelator that binds heavy metals and excretes them. Cell repair is a formula we have that has the quercetin in it and is an active bioflavonoid or flavanol. It has antioxidant properties that work synergistically with vitamin C and zinc for enhancing cell repair and protecting the cell and allowing it to fight infection, especially the immune cells.
Yeah. So, folks, I've shared a link in the chat for you to read the rest of this article that Steve is referring to. It goes in great detail. Y'all can download it for free, and it talks about the supplements. It's got some
there's
tests.
more supplements in there that are enhancing for it. It just
and
a plethora of things in there.
Right. And today, you can get a 10% discount on the supplements at prospernutrition.com if you use the code 101923 show. So it's today's date, 10-19-19-23 SHOW. And that's 10% off your order if you order today and you use that code. And the supplements that you can order, obviously, to help your immune health are on that article that you can download in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, we're actually going to put it in the notes, show notes as well at the bottom of the video. So make sure you take a look there. If you're not watching the video live, if you're watching the recording, you can download it as well there, that immune health article.
Yeah, there's a great testimony at the end of the article about a 63-year-old male who was sick with COVID. He chose not to be treated or even tested, and he believes it was COVID by the severity of it. He didn't get involved in medical intervention. He just stayed home. He applied the principles that we listed earlier and fueled his immune system with the above healthy lifestyle choices and supplements. During the illness, he lost 4 pounds of muscle, suffered fatigue, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, chills, fever, body aches, sinus issues. Within 1 month following the illness, he was able to recover all of his muscle that he had previously lost, and he described as a renewed sense of well-being, saying it was like being born again into a new body. He had stayed on the immune bundle and other Prosper Nutrition products to keep his healthy body and mind for now 2.5 years following without any illness or further sickness. Because a lot of people get long COVID after they get ill. I know this guy, I know he, in the post times of his sickness, he started to see, he cut back on some of his nutrients when he was feeling better. And he realized that his body needed to function on a higher level now to keep immunity in this toxic world healthy. So your body is constantly adjusting and aging, and it needs a constant adjustment, a little tweaking along the way. But health is maintained at all ages.
Yeah,
it's harder when you get older, for sure.
Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard this phrase before by people. Yeah, some elderly people that I know. They said, what did they say? They said, getting older is not for wimps or something like that. And so that makes sense. You got to endure. Well, Steve, this has been great. You know, folks, we encourage you to take action on these formulas and getting them started so you can feel the difference. And then it can actually help you have the energy and the focus and the presence of mind to be able to even learn more and implement more lifestyle changes. Countless of our clients have been able to see results really quickly within days and weeks using supplements, and it really helps energize and motivate them and get them moving towards implementing these healthy choices, because we've noticed that it's just really hard in our society today because you're kind of going against the grain to live a healthy lifestyle. So when you start feeling the difference with taking these supplements and you have that excitement and energy along with that, that goes a long way to help you really get into those lifestyle changes and make those changes as well. So we encourage you to take the supplements. The amount is approximately a 30-day supply of the Prosper Nutrition supplements. Get an order in, 10% off today using the code today's date with the word show right after it. And you'll use that code at checkout. Get those immune products, feel the difference, prepare for this season. If you haven't already been sick, get your immune system in order so you don't get sick. You don't have to get sick. That's the thing that we like to share with our clients. Sometimes we get sick, and that's our body, adapting and getting stronger, we believe. But if you give the body what it needs, it'll go through that process quickly. And sometimes it doesn't. It just takes care of it before you get sick. So thank you all for watching. Steve, do you have any last comments you'd like to share with folks?
Well, in light of this article, and you'll see the immune information, of course, getting down into the supplements, the vitamin C, folks, calibrate your personal need for vitamin C. We do have the C cleanse available. The video is available. My wife demonstrates that we do this on a regular basis. Do that calibration so that your immune system stays healthy, because your vitamin C needs will vary and your body's bowel tolerance will tell you that, and it'll keep your pipes clean. It's a wonderful tool. Take advantage of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Yes. And we're here every Thursday at 12 p.m. noon Central Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 1 p.m. If you're on the Pacific Coast, that is 10 a.m. So join us every Thursday at that time, at the same time, and we will be sharing current news information. We'll be having guests come in from our clinic and other health professionals. And then we'll also be answering your questions and other common health questions and health issues. So thank you all again for watching. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good day.